Hello, 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 and yes, this is a Wargame Red Dragon replay. I know, shocking. And, well, you may be asking, Rang, it's been bloody years. Why are you doing a Wargame replay? I thought you hated Wargame. I don't hate Wargame, first off. I still like the game. I'm still sticking with mainly Steel Division content. I'm not going back to Wargame content mainly on my channel. But this was from a really cool tournament, and I was approached to maybe cast a game or two from said tournament, and to change things up, and because I've been in lockdown for 2 months, yeah, why not? And, well, let's actually explain the tournament and explain what's going on here. So this is from the Able Archer Casual Tournament for, you know, newer players to the game, less experienced players. The whole gimmick is that it's USA 1985 decks versus USSR 1985 decks, so a very limited deck selection, but having to use the, you know, less advanced fancy prototype units definitely makes for, you know, an interesting battle. I mean, there's no M1A2 Abrams, no T-72 BUs, or, you know, T-90s technically, none of those fancy Russian stealth attack helicopters and recon helicopters, if I recall, just more of the basic stuff. We are on the classic Highway to Seoul, left hand side in blue. We have the Warspite playing as the Americans, and on the right hand side we have an Elefant playing as USSR. And we're going to get this replay started in just a, well, few seconds now. And let's take a look at both sides' openers. For Warspite here, we have ourselves not a heavily armoured opener. We've got 2 M1 Abrams grouped up together. We got some infantry, 1 command, and I do like this opener of the recon as well as the anti-aircraft helicopter to try and stop any crazy helicopter play. Elefant, however, is not really going much for the aerial combat. Much more of a mechanized loadout. Does have the Tunguskers, a lot of infantry and transports, as I do kind of have to remember some of this stuff. It's been a while, so please forgive me if I say some stupid things. This is a very good map. I mean, it's always been one of my favourites for Wargame, as it's pretty well balanced. You got, you know, a bit more of a kind of openness field fight up north, down south. You know, it's very tree to tree, hedgerow to hedgerow, all of that good stuff. We've got a MiG-25 PD flying around, just trying to keep the skies clear from any NATO aeroplanes, and Bravo is captured as well as Foxtrot. We've got the infantry reinforcements being brought in. I do like how he's bringing them up with the Scratchits, which is kind of a budget anti-aircraft transport, which is quite nice. And we've got Spetsnaz Guru position. Now these 2 M1 A1 Abrams, yeah, they are over here, the real tough customers here. Alright, we do actually have some armor here from Elefant. I do apologise, the T-80, and if I can see it, 2 BMPTs. And if they can get in close to those Abrams, if I recall, they can actually have a pretty good chance of knocking it out. If I just look at the AP, yep. Yeah, there's actually a decent chance that T-80 can knock out an M1 A1 Abrams. The Abrams do have a bit of an advantage. We are seeing the smoke being dropped, yeah, trying to cover, I think he's trying to cover the Abrams, but in the Abrams move, but maybe just a chaparral from maybe being shot from any nasty ATGMs here, which fortunately, yeah, isn't right now. I do like how a small team is as well, in a pretty good ambush position. I've finally seen some shots being going off here. The riflemen not in the best position against all that Soviet infantry and mechanized weaponry. Oh, the s'mores are in perfect position. T-80 is crossing, never mind, they just get annihilated. BMPTs kind of do that. The T-80 is rightfully backing off. The M1 Abrams, now is the time for him to try and pick off his BMPTs. We have the mortars dropping in on the Spetsnaz. Accurate fire, the Cobra helping out as well. Doesn't have a lot of rockets, but it can make it count when they do fire. I do love seeing use. I always call that a mortar half track. It's actually a mortar APC. I mean, whether it's Steel Division or War Games, just more mobile mortars are always like the best artillery units to use. And this smoke barrage He's actually going to save the Abrams right now, I think, as it's going to be blocking the T-80s. If T-80s want to engage the Abrams, they're going to have to go across the smoke and expose themselves. And really, I'm loving this use of smoke from Warspite. You really do not see it often with a lot of players, I find. It's always such a big deal. Now, both sides still haven't got any extra command vehicles, only capping the respawn points, Foxtrot and Bravo. So it's still being open, you know, still opportunities here for both players to start getting some very important victory points. Golf and Charlie, I know, pretty quiet on the southern frontier. Oh, I do say Warspite definitely has the better arsenal, especially if the Bradleys in position. The T-80s getting some good skirmishing there on the M113s, forcing the Reichsman to unload a little bit early. It's really the main thing in the middle here is whether this, you know, big armor blob is going to engage one another. Oh, we got an IP Abrams here, the improved model. The T-80's actually splitting up, which is a pretty good call in this case. It's always better to try to keep your tanks split up, so you can spread them out better, so you don't get artillery, so you can micro... If you're good at micro, you can do some really fantastic stuff and make sure that you know, target what you want. And we're actually seeing some smoke over here. He's got the Pondos Mortar APC. And he's got some of the ATGM dudes as well. Victoria, which is something I've... Yeah, it's one of the older models. We're trying to remember all of its stuff. It's been a while once again, so I do apologise. So I'm probably a little bit rusty when it comes to thinking about Wargame strategy. You know, there hasn't, you know, been any updates for 3 years, so nothing really has changed. But both sides is, you know, getting their reinforcements out. Just setting up in Delta. Usually, you know, Delta is the major hot point of this map, and you're actually seeing it be captured. And Elefant bringing in the heavy guns here. T-72 command tank is in, I think it is technically a concealed position. Yes, it is. It's always what you want to put your command vehicles in, of course. So it's going to be getting Elefant that lovely plus 1 point advantage. We're just seeing constant smoke here. Warspite, you know, keep dropping the smoke on top of his Abrams. I find it quite funny. Like, they're not engaged at the moment. You know, he's just going to move him out of the smoke. Really like to know why he is doing that. And all the MIH are going to be stopping the riflemen as they try to cross over the open field. And I would not want to be a rifleman right now. MiG-25, once again, just doing some cheap aerial patrols. And either side is... Well, actually the T-80s have been lost. But the Abrams are still alive. Always so important to try and keep your big heavy tanks up and running. We are seeing an Mi-24P. This might change things here if it manages to snipe an Abrams or two. We do have a Chaparral, and it's trying to get some snipes on. He's trying to shoot the Humvees here for a second. Yes, they are. I'm going to be turning off ATGMs, which is a good call because you don't want to be racing them on, you know, silly little Humvees. Once again, constant smokes to allow these Delta Fasts to get up the hill. Humvee spotting the Gru. Look, it's actually, I love this smoke line here, completely blocking line of sight to the eastern side so the Delta Force can get into his forest. And the Abrams are going to be moving up as well. I mean, if Warspite can, you know, get into his forest here with the Abrams, he can knock out that T-72. The Rifleman moving up, but Elefant has a real nasty defensive position. He's got VDV, Spetsnaz Gru, and 2 BMPTs. That is not something you want to go up against. MiG-21 doing a lovely strafing run. Might be able to get out. Yes, he does. Warspite, now he's got the CV, he's got a command M1 Abrams to try and I think probably take Delta Point to neutralize it. And I do like his push that Elefant is doing here with the VDVs. VDV taking this rather important, like, I always call it like the Trin farms, because of, you know, once you capture these, bloody hell, I'm trying to speak English here. I always call these areas, you know, the very important is what I'm trying to say. Because once you know, hold it and capture it, you can put ATGM infantry like so, and you can just completely shut off this entire area, and you can start putting pressure down south into Delta from the corner. So exactly what Elefant is trying to do. He's got the VDVs. Turned off the machine guns I liked that, so they only shoot the RPGs. And the VDVs RPGs are pretty nasty. You know, I gotta realise that they're not 90s versions, so they don't have the super awesome RPG. But still rather good. I mean, once again, this is a 1985 map, so the worst things going to be going up against are those M1A1 Abrams. And all the way down here right now, which is good for him. Elefant trying, I think he's trying to get his Mi-24 onto the Abrams here. I'm going to be firing on the M113s instead. I think it's just a little bit out of range to be engaging said tank. If I recall, yeah, the ATGM, it's 2.8 kilometers. It's pretty good. Longer range than anything Steel Division, if I recall. The rockets just completely annihilating the 113s here. And the Command Abrams slowly getting his rear up into Delta. And the Mi-24 going to be backing off to the FOB to get resupplied. You got those 122s, not exactly the best in terms of, you know, anti-armor firepower that Soviets get, but by God, they're cheap. They're very cheap. Good for just dealing with, you know, lightly armored vehicles and APCs and all that good stuff. The IP Abrams I do like right here is because he can at least, you know, he may not be able to push up here right now, but that IP Abrams can, you know, stop anything Nazi from really coming through the center and moving down south. Once again, we're just seeing like constant mortar play here from Warspite. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, I think what he's doing with the Abrams is he keeps them in a cloud of smoke, so any potential ATGMs can't hit him, and then if he needs to engage something, he just leaves the cloud, shoot, and then, you know, reverse back in. It's like having your own mobile forest without the cover, only concealment. I think, yeah, forests only really give you... Forests only really give you concealment, if I recall. Especially for tanks. Rifleman trying to move up once again, but it was BMPT's just terrible position for the Rifleman. It's such a sneaky spot. I'm actually quite surprised you haven't seen any, you know, more heavier mortarplay in the BMPTs, because they need to die. They really need to die. They are going to be moving up into law range. Takes it like a champio. T-80's going to be engaged in the IP Abrams. BMPTs may not be able to kill tanks, but they can do a pretty good job of suppression with all the high explosive firepower that they got. Even though this game may not have a suppression bar, suppression is still, you know, it's an important part. Like his T-80's moving up. They're going to be running into the M1A1 Abrams. And the Abrams really do just outmatch them. You can see the Abrams not even getting hit once. The IP knocking out last one. This is really good for Warspite. If now's the time to push, this is it. Unfortunately, he doesn't really have any infantry to back up a push or recon units as well, so I understand he's going to be a little bit hesitant trying to go through the forest. Oh, look at his Bradley position. I mean, from here, he can, you know, shoot across the Ray and get over up north. And those Bradleys are scary stuff, man. Because it's a bloody recon vehicle, when it shoots, it's not spotted. So it might as well have a, you know, giant suppressor on its anti-tank guided missile. You're going to be spotting the Spetsnaz Gru. Gru going to be firing a rocket, and lovely hit. Going to be saving the T-80BV as it comes into the field. And that can actually be a bit of a threat to the Sherman, yeah. You know, it's no T-80U, that's for sure, but it can still get the job done. I mean, if we're talking Latin, you know, V is technically U. Kind of like a discount U. Once again, lovely smoke play. Absolutely lovely smoke play. The Rangers are going to be finishing off the Spetsnaz. VDV in a good ambush position here, but unfortunately out of rocket launchers now. I mean, that is a good problem to have. It means I've killed a bunch of stuff, but yeah, they're gonna be falling back. But they die, which I'm not surprised. MiG-27 now trying to go for the gun run, gets killed. Yeah, we got Eyehawks now. We got Pivads. We got the Chaparral still. Pretty nasty little anti-aircraft now. The Eyehawks definitely need to get some ammunition ASAP. We still haven't actually seen the aeroplanes from Bluefall, from Mr. Warspite. Elefant's doing a very good job. He's got that slow plus run bleed still. You know, in the middle, maybe nil because both sides have command vehicles there. But up north in Echo, it's looking pretty good. And Elefant has a real good, you know, holding on set positions. He's got VDV all spread out. May not be anything super heavily armored yet, but at least it's enough to slow any major advance down. And doesn't even seem like a major advance will be happening up north. As Warspite keeps bringing in reinforcements to try and pound into Delta. Oh, sneaky little rocket run, yeah. Fortunately, Eyehawk is out of ammunition, so MiG-21, oh, doesn't get out, yo. The Pivards does not mess about. Yeah, both sides, you know, no real major pushes, just, you know, getting on the reinforcements. Elefant bringing up 2 T-80s. It's got the Mi-24P flying around, trying to find, you know, the perfect target. Instead, going to be going for some, you know, Gavins. Oh, does he see the Abrams? Yes, he does. Rapin's jammed. But the Pivad, yeah, does not muck about, forcing that helicopter to become tactically outplayed. T-80BV moving up. Gonna be sniping some pesky little recon vehicles here. Getting some good hits. We do have a Cobra here. This is one of, you know, actually decent anti-tank missiles. So makes me run, getting some good hits on the small. But really get out. That's aggression. No. He goes up and now he's going down very fast. Kaboom. Elefant's starting to get, you know, a bit more of an anti-aircraft net now, getting just some regular ooses. or an OSA, I should say. And a UAZ, so he's going to be trying to capture Charlie because Ghost's been neutralized now from a Humvee CV. We're also seeing actually a bit of a push here from Elefant with some TATs, BMPTs. I think we're going to see some crazy action in the middle as both sides are starting to delegate their armor. And here we go, TATs and Abrams, Cobra's backing them up, getting some rocket hits, yo, running low, and it was ITO ammunition. EDV in a good position, snipes Gavin's gonna get spotted by the Abrams. Yeah, it'd be a good time to run away with EDV. There may not be a retreat button, but you can still, you know, leave. TATs are backing off. Probably a good call. If they're to move any further into that forest, I mean, there's like 3 Abrams all set up in a good position as well as a Cobra. It'd be kind of a deadly move. An Elefant, you know, still getting that slow but very sure +1 point advantage. The TAT right, oh my god, I was about to say it was a silly move, but he killed the IP Abrams there. And now he's going to back off, which is, you know, a good call. You know, he does get sniped by the regular Abrams. I'm actually quite surprised he was seen in that smoke. I'm actually very surprised, but I guess it was like at the end of its lifetime and it dissipated, but was still showing on screen. I don't know. There's been so much smoke in this match, I'm starting to get it in my eyes. SU-24 coming in, full of seed to cover the MiG-27. I think the MiG's gonna go down. That's just a lot of minigun fire, and indeed it does. Warspite's anti-aircraft now has been pretty lit, I have to say. Especially for the airplanes that keep getting shot down. I've seen, yeah, push here, Warspite moving up with the Abrams. Gonna get hit by some VDVs, though. Keep him back for now as the Rangers are gonna lead the way and try and clear the forest. Get hit once again, but the VDV rocket doesn't do too much against the regular Abrams. Well, it's not a regular Abrams, it's an A1 Abrams, I should say. And getting s'mores in to try and clear the forest as well. A riveting amount of firepower on the VDV. That's going to allow Warspite to get one of these 2 farms. The very important farms, which I have a very hard time explaining why they're important. And there we go. That's going to force a T-72 off the Delta point. And that's going to bring it back to a 0-0. As Warspite's putting on really good pressure right now. He's got the tanks, he's got the anti-aircraft fire support, which has been really neutralizing Elefant's airplay. It's really coming down to this TATBV, which is really holding the front line here, and he's a little bit outgunned. Actually, Elefant quickly bringing in reinforcements, TATs, more VDVs, anti-tank team, and a rather fancy-pantsy helicopter. Bit of a dangerous, I'd have to, bit of a ballsy unloading point. Yeah, but if he can get them into his forest, I mean, you know, he can maybe snipe an Abrams or 2. Here we go. Look at his Bradley position. That's another sneaky spot. God damn it, I really do love seeing like good use of the recon Bradleys. And they're so bloody good. They're hidden. They got a crap ton of very good anti-tank missiles. Like in, like, you know, those cheeky little positions such as this on the flank. You can do some real nasty work with these buggers. Look, his Factoria. It's gonna, be disrating any push right now. He does lose a Euro, and just like the Soviet Union during the Second World War, gonna be doing a scorched earth tactic here. He does actually get his CV sniped up north by another one of those very sneaky Bradleys. And VDV is gonna be holding. So yeah, the tables have definitely been turned. Warspite really on good footing at the moment. I mean, Elefant still has a pretty big point lead still. But Warspite, I mean, if he can get Echo captured now, that'd be a +2 point advantage. And that is huge in the Wargame space. What's he going? He's trying to snipe the Pivage, and yes, he does. I mean, with that high veterancy, he's not going to miss. Warspite, he only got 14 minutes. I mean, reconsider replay kind of, but he only has 14 minutes to try and, push us back from his point of view. I think an Abrams just got sniped. Factoria, real missile hit. I mean, side armor hit, and yes, he does. That is a big kill. And Warspite immediately bringing in 2 more M1A1 Abrams, as well as an IP Abrams as well. He's still rolling in tanks. This is actually a pretty good chance now for Elefant to maybe try and counter push into Delta and get his footing back in the point. There's actually 2 AP Abrams here. Now I look, and the third one up here, that's an Echo. An Echo does get recaptured. The T-72, which is in Delta, relocated up north. And that's going to be bringing it back to 0-0, giving Elefant some time to ponder what he can do, because Warspite's armor is getting a little bit silly now, and the goddamn Bradleys. Yeah, Warspite's going full at it now with the armor. Elefant's T-80s are going to be moving in to engage. This one down south here, not in the best position. Again, sniped by the A-1. A-1 does actually back off. And T-80 here in a pretty good defensive position, but once again, not the best against I think actually does still not the best against IP Abrams, if I recall. Once again, I'm pretty rusty here, so please give me some leeway. Another T-80 BV being brought in. T-80 trading shots, but he's a little bit outgunned, and he's in the open. It's not the best place for T-80. Will he get out? The answer is no. It's a big fat no, but look, it's VDV squad. They're sneaking in. They don't care. But IP does, tank the shot, because it is a literal tank. And yeah, the VDV just getting completely annihilated. I don't think it's looking good for Elefant anymore now. Warspite just has the numbers on the field. I mean, he's starting to push into Echo. If he can neutralise that point now, bring it back to an even Stevens, he's got infantry being poured in. So much bloody armour. It's just not looking good at all for Elefant. Delta Force going to be clearing the forest. Oh, A-1 Abrams getting exposed there from the VDV fire. SC-24 going in for a siege run. But Warspite was smart, it seems, and he, turned off the radar. EDBV going at it against an IP Abrams is to see a pretty good engagement for the T-80, but IP got first shot, and there's a second one, and numbers always count. Misses with the ATGM. Actually turning off the main cannon now. Turning it back on. Good micro-air switching between cannon and ATGM. Always a real trick with a lot of Soviet tanks is usually, keep the ATGM off until you need it. And launch again, I love this smoke. makes me so happy to see good use of defensive and offensive smoke fire. And up north, I think Warspite's going to capture his point. T-72 getting pressured off. Elefant, you know, being very conservative with his command tank, which is definitely what you want to do because they're bloody expensive. And you don't really want to lose him because you don't get many to begin with. And this Black Hawk is going to be going down. Maybe. Oh no. Maybe he's just doing some recon by force, but that's going to be the end of the replay. And Warspite is going to be taking a victory with a like a 900 kill difference. And this is one of the matches from the finals from the tournament. I'm not going to do every single match of the tournament or cover the finals in depth. I'm just picking the replays that, you know, interest me and, you know, fun replays to watch. But yeah, it's a really good match. Elefant did a very good job early on, skirmishing in the middle of the forest in the center point, which I forgot the name of. But Warspite just managed, you know, build up that scary armored blob. I think Elefant maybe invested a little bit too much in the airplay, which didn't work out, especially when Warspite got that rather nasty anti-aircraft net set up. I think he wasted a lot of points in that, which he really could need in more ground-based anti-tank weaponry. But yeah, fantastic match from both players. That's for damn sure. And yeah, it's sort of Wargame replay. It's been goddamn ages since I've done this. And, you know, I'm not going to be going full back into Wargame. It's still mainly a Steel Division channel. But if you guys enjoy this, I might be more open in the future to, you know, doing the odd Wargame replay here. And yeah, we're still keeping up with the regular SD content. But yeah, I'm going to leave it off for now. And this has been another replay from me, Rangru. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as usual, please just take it easy.